So, good morning. This is Edie. I'm the first step apprentice over here at Local 3, working for Hayward Baker still. Everything's going pretty good with the apprenticeship. No hiccups. I don't know if you remember last week. Last week I had to go to the training center on punishment because I had taken off an hour and a half early from our last day of training when I was there for 2 months for my initial training, which is something that you have to do for Local 3 for the operating engineers, crane operators, heavy-duty repairmen, dredgers, and such. And you have to go to that 2-month training. Well, the last day, we were all done with paperwork in the cafeteria, and we literally didn't have anything else to do, and I left. Well, that's because I used to sell cars, and car salesmen always leave. They leak out, they call it, when it's slow and it's late, and they just fucking had enough of being there. Well, you don't do that with the Operating Engineers Training Center or anything like that, because I had to make up 8 hours of training for that hour and a half that I left early, because they busted me because they were giving out certificates. I got all my certificates for forklift and rigging and signaling and everything. I got those. I passed those classes when I was in school. Well, I didn't get my certificates because they hadn't given those out yet that day, because they were holding on to them so they'd make sure and see if anybody leaked out. Well, myself and another gentleman, he was a heavy-duty repairman, he leaked out too. He had to go the same day I went for an 8-hour makeup day. And the reason why they do that is because it's a federally regulated and accredited school apprenticeship program. And they have certain guidelines that they have to meet for hours, and because they consider that an unexcused absence, that was an 8-hour makeup day. So, don't leak out. If you decide to do this and you go to the training for the 2 months, do not leak out on any day. Just go. Just be there. Be there on time. Be there. Be there. So I thought I'd go over really quickly kind of how you get into this. If you want, that's kind of why I'm doing this, is because I want people to get interested, and actually I want women to get interested in the trade. And how you do that is you go online to oe3.org. And you go to the application and you fill out the application, and they're always looking for women and minorities, or minorities, because we're a minority too. And then you fill out the application, and then they call you for an I think it's you have to take the test first. You take the test first, which is it's a combination of written, math skills, and dexterity. They actually have some little tests for you to do with your hands and hand-eye coordination and stuff. And I'm watering, of course. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. And you do these dexterity tests. You have to unscrew these caps and screw them back on really fast, and as many as you can do. And they have you catch the dots with your joysticks and stuff. And you have to pass. It's only like a 33% pass rate. So, I mean, you only have to get 33% right on the test to pass. It's really not that bad. I got somewhere in 53, 54, somewhere around there, which was pretty good for my percentile of women, considering I'm 50 now. I took the test when I was fucking 47, because it took me 3 years to get in this thing, because I designated my branch as a dredger. I wanted to learn how to dredge, and I wanted to work on the marinas in the Delta here and the Bay. I thought that would be a great idea. Well, they don't need dredgers real often, so after a couple years, the coordinator, you have a coordinator when you're an apprentice. It's an apprentice coordinator. And he called me and said, you know, if you really want to get in this, then you probably should change your designated branch to a construction equipment operator or CEO. Because otherwise, you're never going to get in because nobody needs dredgers. So I did. I sent them a letter and changed my designation to a construction equipment operator. And in about 3 to 4 months after that, they called me to come in for the interview. You're still not in, even if you pass the test. So they called me to come in for an interview, and I came in for the interview. Literally, there was like, it was kind of a joke, actually. The interview, first of all, they do a drug swab when you come in for the interview, which means that you have to swab this thing in your mouth, and it tells them if they need to test you or not. So it's just like a pre-screening, and it says, yeah, there's a possibility that there's some substance there, and they do that, and then if it says that, then you have to go pee. If not, then you're cool, and you just keep going. So I went to the interview, and the guys there was like 5-6 guys there, and all either part of the union or contractors that would be hiring you, or just a panel of contractors that are part of the union contracting panel. And they basically just asked me about what I was doing and where I lived, and what, a little bit about my work history, but mostly talked about my boat and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting. They wished me a happy birthday because my birthday was the next day, and which I thought was going to be a huge deal because like I said, I'm 50, and here I am. I got in, even though at the time I was 40. I was literally turning 50 the next day, and they brought me in. So if you're an older woman, or okay, I wouldn't consider myself older, but anyway, yeah, I'm 50, so don't hesitate. If you think you've got what it takes, don't hesitate. Do it. You can get in. There's no discrimination. Literally, obviously, I'm here. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody in the union. I don't have any contacts. I don't have anybody that I can say, oh yeah, can you help me get in there? Nothing. I got in just off the street. So you can do this too. There's no doubt in my mind if you have, if you have some freaking cojones, because you have to have a little bit of balls to be out here, then do it. Really, because it's worth it. The benefits are unbelievable. For every dollar I put in, for every dollar I get to take home, which is take home right now is almost $23 for every dollar that I take home, they put $1 into something, some benefit, some fringe benefits package basically for me. I have medical, I have dental, I have really good medical and dental. I have a retirement that's going to be there. I have vacation pay. I have sick pay. I have all that stuff that's accruing every dollar for dollar, every hour of the day. And when I go home, when we get paid every week, I get paid weekly, and I take home, after taxes and after all my fringe benefits, I haven't had a full week yet because there's always been one thing or another during the week, this starting off with this job, that has given me like 4 days a week. But so far, on a 4-day week, I'm taking home almost $800 in my pocket per week, which is not bad. And that's just the minimum. That's absolutely the minimum. Now, that does include a little bit of overtime because we work this job, we work 5 10s, and we work through lunch and through our breaks. So we get 3 hours of overtime every day. So included in that. So it's not like you can work, 8 hours a day flat and make really stellar money. But most of the time you're going to be working overtime anyway, which is time and a half. Anything over 10 hours is double time per day. So right now I'm working, like I said, 5/10s. So I work Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. straight through. You can, of course, just take a quick, I have my lunch with me right here. I'm going to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch because I just grabbed them out of my refrigerator. I didn't make them at home because I was running late because I have to be here at 7 and I have to drive an hour to get here because I live in the East Bay. Well, this is still considered the East Bay, but I live closer to the Bay. I live right by the bridge over by San Jose. And I have to drive it. It takes me literally 1 hour each way to get here. And I have to be here at 7 a.m. So I didn't have time to make my sandwiches this morning. Should have done it last night. Anyway, they're with me. I can make them here. I can just slap them on a piece of bread because we work through lunch. And we leave right at 5. I mean, literally, we're out the door at 5 o'clock. And then it takes me an hour to get home. And then I do it all over again. But the day goes by really fast. And it's interesting work. It's challenging work. I got to drive the loader already this morning. I started off the day on the loader, putting rock in the hopper for the Vibrocat, and until the fuel truck got here, and then I hopped in here, and the loader guy got on the loader. But I got a little seat time today, so that was good. Seat time is huge. Seat time is what you want to get, because you have to get seat time in order to get your experience that you need to pass your journeyman's test. Because, okay, so now that you're in, actually, you know what, I'll do this on the next video. We'll talk about once you're actually in and you start your apprenticeship. Thanks, bye.